I'm done. I'm just.
Hey, welcome back. This is episode 36 of the Disney News Podcast. Taylor, did you have something you were trying to tell me?
This episode is brought to you by Kleenex. Kleenex. That's the tissues. It's been a rough week. Rough month for me.
I was about to say I
I've
was going
been
to back
sick
up
for
a
a
little
month, pretty much.
bit. I have show notes that I write up. Why didn't the camera pan to you when you coughed? That's crap.
I don't know.
See, I whatever. The lighting's always off in this office. You get to see the crow's feet around my eyes and the wrinkles. And of course, you do something embarrassing, nothing happens to you. The pretty boy gets no shame. But no, going back to you and just kind of the bad track record you've had this past month, I wanted to recap our last episode.
Yes.
But I want your perspective. What happened? What happened to you?
What happened to me? Okay, so first and foremost, terrible Wi-Fi connection. I'm just gonna shoot straight. I feel like an absolute a-hole, and if you were watching Nathan Fire Sheets, I do sincerely apologize from the depths of my soul. I felt like teetotal donkey dunk.
You can say it.
Donkey dick. I felt like teetotal donkey dick. And literally, I tried to tough it out. And if I had been on the call 5 more minutes, I probably would have fallen asleep. And it was not because of Nathan Fire Sheets and the interview at all. Like, that was very interesting. But I had taken so much medicine. It was zonking me out. And I slept like a baby that night. Like a straight up baby.
Yeah.
So yeah, I now have a sinus infection. I've got a cough. I pulled a muscle in my neck last night coughing. And a ladder fell on my neck last night that I was moving. Yeah.
Context.
We moved my daughter into her big girl bed last night.
Oh my gosh.
And it's a bunk bed. And so the bunk bed, we didn't want her climbing up the ladder because she would have been like Tarzan and fallen off. And so I moved the ladder, put it up on the top of her railing in her closet. And I didn't put it up well enough. And all of a sudden I look back over and it comes crashing down on me. And I catch it as soon as it hits me, like right here.
Oh, man.
As far as my neck. And yeah. So between that, coughing, sneezing, congestion out the wazoo, and feeling like donkey doo-doo.
Donkey dick. Yeah. That donkey dick, yeah. I'm hung up on that phrase right there for no reason whatsoever.
I'm getting an antibiotic tomorrow.
Good.
And steroids, prednisone, so I can try to knock this out because it's been a month and I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I'm about to lose it.
Yeah, to recap that episode, I went back and listened, and I thought about it right after. I was like, I guarantee that Nathan feels like this was the most rinky-dink, Bush League, low-income POS podcast, if you even call it a podcast, that I don't even know what I witnessed.
It was like an indie film. Blair Witch was better than that.
Yep.
And that was in the middle of freaking woods.
And I don't know why I didn't get emotional. I mean, you could have seen this. I should have like put my face right in front of the camera. You see this, so you can see the snot in my running out of my nose. You know, I mean that just to add some drama to it, because there was. I mean, he even documented like the first 20 minutes of it is solid.
Yeah.
And then just boom, out. And I sat there dead air. And then I mean, you had prefaced like you already said, hey, I feel like donkey dick. You even said about then, you said something worse, like King Kong's, whatever. I don't know why you say those references because it's very offensive, and I apologize, children, for him saying these things. But outside of the donkey stuff, yeah, you told me to tell him hey, just tell him, I lost internet connection. I said, hey man, I'm so sorry. He's not feeling well. He had to tap out. Not a big deal. But I'll tell you something. He and I were chatting on Twitter, messaging on Twitter. He said, honestly, that was one of the most. He said, I'm sorry about the internet feedback. Sorry about the delay. He said, but honestly, he said that was one of the best conversations I had. Even if I wasn't able to hear every question or you weren't able to hear me answer everything, he enjoyed it thoroughly.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. Everybody else has been harping on, he went to 12 parks, rode every possible ride he could in 12 days. Like, great, fantastic. That's awesome. Like, good for him. But the thing is, we wanted to see who he was. Mm-hmm. We wanted to meet him.
And he hung out. He was laid back. He gave us, and even before the show, he talked about the Barstool article, the USA Today article, how they never reached out to him.
Yeah, they never formally interviewed him. They just extrapolated from others.
Yep.
Which is,
it's BS. So
you better, Barstool. You better.
Bush League Barstool. That's the new hashtag. Go viral. It looks like point nose. I can't even say his name. But anyway, the guy that freaks out over riding Slinky Dog Dash, I saw that video. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
What kind of a puss freaks out over like a kid's ride? Yeah, it goes fast, kind of, but it's smooth.
It goes up in the air.
Oh my gosh! Wow, gravity and 2 Gs. But anyway, but no, just to kind of recap it, we learned a whole lot about all the parks, what his favorite park was, and to talk to somebody that actually the only person to attempt and complete that challenge, the Global Disney Ride Challenge. I mean, that was a huge honor. So we thank him.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, big time.
Had a great job.
Yeah,
I don't usually tell you great job, but great job on securing that.
Oh yeah, no, and that's the kind of guy that he is. That's the kind of guy. He would have done it for. He would have had a conversation with, any kind of. He's the kind of guy that would give a random person the shirt off his back. Yeah. A random person, let's share the shirt. He's just that kind of guy.
And there are a lot of negative comments that you just take that for what it's worth. The people that made the comments, probably don't have a lot of friends.
True. Live in their mother's basement.
Yeah.
They're really into. They probably complain about the new Dungeons and Dragons movie that actually has some, a good storyline and some depth. I've heard a lot of good reviews about it because it's not authentic to the storyline. I'm gonna go complain to my live action roleplay friends in the park. I need to. Is it out? Is it all? I think it's out, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not watching it, but I'm glad you're gonna watch it.
Great. Perfect. Glad you threw me under the bus there. But anyway, great episode. Loved everything about it. And looking forward to hopefully having him in the future.
Yes.
He's got some big plans. He didn't exactly stipulate or indicate what they were, but he said he's working on something. He's cooking right now. He's got something in the vault. And so he's definitely going to be a repeat guest in the near future.
Yeah.
Latest rankings on feedspot.com. We have a brand new update today. It came out as of today, updated rankings. We are holding tight at number 18. We are holding tight at number 18. We've been there. It has only dropped 3 places. I'll let you get that out. Better out than in. We've dropped 3 places in 4.5 months.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. And if you click on the website, we are approaching close to online. It says, so basically the formula that I've done research on, you multiply the number they have of followers on FeedSpot times 3. Okay? So the FeedSpot followers are, I think it's right around 303.
So we're at 909.
So we're getting up there. We are moving, we are shaking, and that's just that corner, that little teeny tiny niche of the internet.
Yeah.
And it's off the charts when you divide up Audible, Google Podcasts, Spotify, everything. Because we're pushing 500 on Spotify. I don't know if you know that. We're in Japan, Bangladesh. We've hit. We are now in Italy. We have now hit Switzerland. We have hit the one that shocked me is because for a while there was just United Kingdom, Ireland, Germany.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what about the countries in between? And then France popped up. And then, so it's slowly but surely people are based on searches, based on internet traffic. And I wish there was a way to really get some like true numbers, but this is kind of gathering things and doing the schematics and the algorithms that I have in my head, which is, 2 + 2 is 5.
Yeah.
Trust me. Believe me when I say, no, it's, despite the lack of effort we have put into it the past, now I put a lot of effort into getting the guests that we had last time, but at the same time, work has been, it's been a dump truck on me lately.
Yeah.
It's been a dump truck. It's backed up and laid all of its crap on me. You said something about a donkey appendage before, but it's been tough going right now, and I'm just ready for. I want to get back into doing it once a week. I wish I could, but that's impossible. Maybe
in the summer. Maybe in the
summer. But there's something that I wanted to share with you. There's something I wanted to give you actually, and it's my gift to you and your soon-to-be baby. So when is your wife due?
Is it? Hold on. First of all, is it?
Please.
The 100 years?
You are so presumptuous and so optimistic. No, I'm going to do you one better. Okay.
My wife is due on May the 4th.
Okay. I wanted to hear it again. That's so awesome. So based on that, and something that could be, you could see it as, or you could take it as out of this world based on the movie this individual starred in. But this is my push present to me. This is your push present to me. Okay. I'm honoring the push present. It's in honor of your new baby girl coming up. Okay. It's a push present for me to display in honor of your new addition. And they are limited edition, actually first edition Air Jordans that just came out. These really, what are they called? Lo-fi.
Did you really get those for yourself?
Yeah, why? What? It's a push present for me, but in honor of you and your family. That's the thing people do, right? Like,
yes.
Push. Yeah. What do you think? Right?
Oh my gosh!
Nothing. Okay.
I like them.
Douche move. No, Emily surprised him with them over the. They just came in today. Yeah, she went just because.
My wife is upstairs in bed, sleep.
She's pregnant.
Trying to go to sleep.
She's pregnant.
With a newfound carpal tunnel diagnosis from being pregnant.
Has she been taking care of you? Is that the reason for the carpal tunnel, or is that more of a personal?
She looks like she's in a biker game with the glove she's wearing to bed now.
Is she part of the jet?
I'm sorry, everybody listening.
You're good. I promise you're fine. But no, that I just wanted to bring that up to you. But there's some new there this weekend. Do you know what's happening down in Walt Disney World this weekend? Do you know the big event that is happening this weekend?
I don't.
So I'm wearing. I know I've worn this short.
Is there another race?
There's another race. It's the Springtime Surprise Weekend. This weekend, and actually Marco is down there. He's down there for the weekend. He just got there. He messaged the account. He messaged us, said he was headed down, and was asking if we were going to be there. And we had told him during the episode that we had only mainly scheduled that Run Disney episode because I was doing the Princess Half Marathon. He was signed up for that one too, couldn't do it, and actually had to eat the money. He actually paid money for it because you don't get a refund. As soon as you sign up, your spot, there's no refund. You're one and done. If you don't show up, too bad, so sad. That's just how it is. No refunds because of the high demand. And that's another point of contention for Run Disney 2.0 because I have news about that. But he's down there. Wanted to wish him luck. He's doing the whole weekend. He's doing it's a Pixar theme this weekend, this coming up weekend, and it's actually a weekend earlier. It's actually 2 weeks earlier because we did it. No, it's a week earlier than it was last year.
Okay.
They had the dates out for next year's weekend, Springtime Surprise Weekend, but he's doing the Disney Pixar Toy Story 10 miler. And last year, the shirt, this is the run shirt that I got to commemorate the weekend coming up, the Tower of Terror 10 miler. But this one is 10 miles. It actually starts in Hollywood Studios. So, which I'm actually very jealous of. We got to run through, but I think they do like 2 laps through Hollywood Studios, which is ridiculous.
Well, that's awesome.
But what I was gonna ask and kind of put you on the spot.
Yes.
And obviously you can't. Oh, you're gonna go. Great. You said yes. No. The next, and this is Em and I have talked about it, and we are going to sign up for it. And the registration opens up. There's lots of time to sweet talk, to buy said shoes. Your daughters will be, 1 year of age and older. Both, Wellesley will be 3. Your youngest will be 1 at this point.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Wellesley will be 2.
No crap. Should be. No. It should be. She just turned 2, right?
She'll be 2.5.
Well, because brain works and things are smart on my end of the podcast. Registration August 22nd at 10 a.m. That's going to be a Tuesday. It's always on a Tuesday. August 22nd in the weekend.
That's my anniversary. That's our anniversary.
That weekend?
August 22nd.
Hey, awesome. Hey, that's it. Look at that. No better way to commemorate. Surprise her with a 10-mile run. Just sign her ass up.
Is it August 22nd, the race date, or just a sign?
No. That's registration.
Okay.
Now this is the race that does not fill up like the half marathon weekend, because marathon weekend was actually this past Tuesday. The registration was on Tuesday. It's sold out in no time for the Walt Disney World Marathon. That's the big one. That's the big ticket. And the second biggest one is the one that we did, because I got there. I was on the queue at 9:45. It took about an hour and 15 minutes to get through the whole process.
Okay.
To be in the portal, sit there and wait. Finally, and they only give you like 30 minutes to sign up, which is kind of a pressure situation if you're trying to sign up multiple people.
Yeah.
But this one is registration August 22nd at 10 a.m. I always recommend being on all there, being ready at 9:30.
Okay.
Hitting refresh like every 30 seconds, starting at 9:30, just to guarantee a spot. But this one, you're guaranteed, even if you wait like a month, more than likely. Now, Run Disney has gotten a lot more popular. We were able to sign up for this race in late November, early December of that year, of 2021, right? So this one, and even the Toy Story 10 miler, that one didn't fill up all the way until about a month ago, or maybe 6 weeks ago. So this one is it's more laid back. It is 10 miles, but it's the shortest, longest distance race that they offer. And it's a good kind of, because I think you mentioned before that would be the one that you would be most interested in.
Yeah,
because it's more of a run walk. The marathon, the half marathon is like you've got trained athletes. I mean, you got all types of people, all kinds. But at the same time, to walk a half marathon, that's a huge waste of time.
Yeah.
Huge waste of time, in my opinion. But the 10 miler, it's easy. And Emily already mentioned to me, she said, if I'm going to do another race, my joints, my knees can't handle, because I suffered during that half marathon. And I said, hey, I'm with you. Whatever you say. You said jump, I'll say hi. Apparently that's what marriage is. But she said she would do another 10 miler. So, hey, no pressure. There's lots of time to plan. But it's going to be on April 21st. They haven't released what the theme is going to be for next year, but registration is August 22nd, and it's the weekend of the 18th of April to the 21st, 2024. Okay? Putting it out there.
Yeah. I would love to do it.
So
maybe I'll be over all this crap by then.
One would only assume at that point, but hey, you keep on keeping on. That's exciting.
Yeah.
But beyond that, beyond the gift, that I love doing things of honor of other people's, because grammatically that works. But I love doing things giving myself material items in honor of, especially you. If I eat like, what's your favorite food? What's your favorite thing? Like zebra cakes? You love zebra cakes, right? Yeah, zebra cakes or Little Debbie.
I stopped eating them.
Why?
Those have been there for about like a month and a half, 2 months.
And they could last another 10 years and still be as fresh as they are now. Yeah.
I keep them there as my leg tonight. Here we go, everybody. Now I keep them there as a reminder of you can do better. You can do better, Taylor.
Nice.
And then I decide to honor that commitment and say you can do better.
And because I've been so good this week, I've honored myself with the pumpkin spice latte version of a spiked seltzer, where you have cake. I will have an alcoholic beverage. So yeah, that is my vibe.
There we go.
So par for the course. Anyway, it's actually really good. But tonight's topic is all about the Disney Vacation Club. What is it? What is it about? My understanding of it is pretty basic, but at the same time, I've actually been on the fence about signing up, and I've been hearing some pros, cons, what it's all about with renting DVC or Disney Vacation Club points, and then maybe touching on, after we talk about that a touch, maybe touching on annual passes, annual pass holders.
Dude, we can touch on either of those right now.
But I was hoping we could jump into Disney Vacation Club.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, I have a horror story. This is back in 2011, maybe. My oldest son, he'll be 14 in 2 weeks, when he was 3, right? So 9 years ago. So do the fun math. 2012.
You said he'll be 14?
14. So 2000.
And you said he was 3 in this story?
This would have been 2013. No, he was 2. He was 2. I take it back. He was 2 or 3. Was it 2?
So instead of 9 years, we're looking at like 11 years.
Because when you're my age, things slow down a little bit. The world's a little bit slower. Processing kind of goes down. You think you're on top of the world, and then reality hits you when you realize your son's going to be as tall as you are and has a thicker mustache than you do at the age of 14 or 13 now. And his nickname is Tripod, and I'm still trying to figure that one out. So whatever. At least that's what he tells me the girls say at school. So that's always cool. Don't know what that means. Still none the wiser. I've been told I'm naive. But anyway, Disney Vacation Club is a vacation timeshare program that's owned and operated by the Disney Vacation Development Incorporated, a subsidiary of Disney Signature Experiences, a division of Disney Parks Experiences and Products. Boring. My friend, it has over 220,000 club members, but at the same time, it's a freaking timeshare. Now, I'm kind of saying that.
Yes.
It is. And I have...
To be completely honest with you, go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I watched last week tonight. You know, I'm talking about with John Oliver on HBO. Yes. And they did a whole segment about timeshares. And I was almost a victim of a timeshare incident. So back in, we'll just say 10, 11 years ago. So what, 2023? We're talking like 2012, 2011. I went to Disney World, and we went for a long weekend. It was the Groupon version of a Disney World vacation that Em and I barely slung together. My mom came down, and it was when my youngest son was able to get into the parks for free. So we thought we were going to take full advantage. Oh, he's going to love it. He could have cared less. He was 1.5 years. He was almost 2. No wonder he gets in the park for free, right? So we were staying at the Westin Tower, whatever it's called, right there at Disney Springs, right? And I had not been there since I was 18 at that point. That was the first time that I had been back to Disney World since the age of 18 in 1999 for me, right? So fast forward to us hanging out downtown Disney Springs, having a great time. And this is back in the day before you actually bought your tickets online. You bought your tickets when you got down there, right? Or you could call, book them, and they'd have them reserved, whatever. But we thought, we'll just buy our tickets when we got down there. And this is when tickets were $60, $85, under $100.
Yes.
$100 less than what they are now, right? We were walking back from our first dinner there, and there was a woman behind a little kiosk. What's on TV is my question for you.
I'm watching a hockey game too.
Good. Carolina Hurricanes or
No, the Hurricanes won. I'm watching
won.
St. Louis and Dallas.
Dallas. So you a Dallas?
It's playoff time, and my two teams lost out of the playoffs. So,
are you a Lakers fan or a
Capitals and Red Wings?
Capitals and Red Wings. Okay. Well, because 99.9% of the American population loves hockey. So
yeah. So I'm listening to your timeshare story.
I'm trying to get back into it, but you're hacking and coughing, and your donkey dick statement are throwing the whole podcast off. But so we get back from dinner, right? And we booked it because it was like a $60, $50 a night Groupon deal.
Yeah.
I mean, we really pitched a buck. And so we're there and we're walking back, and we had a woman that was standing there behind a kiosk, and it said like Weston or Wyndham. Sorry, not Weston, Wyndham Rewards Club or something like that. Wyndham Rewards. And she said, "Hey, would y'all like to receive discount tickets?" And I said, "Oh, you said money off tickets? Absolutely. Let's do it now. What do we have to do?" She said, "Well, we'll pick you up. We will feed you. We'll pick you up. It'll be 9 o'clock in the morning, and you'll only be there for like an hour, maybe 2 hours tops. You'll have plenty of time to go to the parks." What park were you looking to get discount tickets for? Oh, actually, we're looking at going to Epcot tomorrow. Sounds great. Epcot. We will get you discount tickets for Epcot. We will give you cash towards Epcot. And I was like, man. So I said, how much of a discount? Per ticket, at least 60% off. And I'm like, sold. We'll be on the bus. We signed a list, whatever. And it was Emily, myself, my mother, and Bray, right? Year and a half, give or take. And your daughter now is right around the same age as my son was at that time. And they are, needless to say, high maintenance, maybe, right? Yeah.
Starting to walking all over the place.
Yeah. Exploration. Yeah. Everything in the mouth, Not as good when you're a girl, but it is what it is. But let that sink in. You jerk. You said donkey stuff. But we get there, and they pick us up, and they take us to this huge brand new resort. It was actually still under construction. And they had this presentation in this little nice conference room, had coffee, fruit, croissants, all this kind of stuff, baked goods. I mean, it was good. It was good shit. It was good shit. It was good stuff, right? And then they said, "Let us give you a tour of one of the rooms we would like for you to, invest in." And they did say timeshare. They didn't have any other. They didn't change the verbiage or anything like that on what a timeshare was. But I'll tell you something. They tried to wine and dine and sea bass 69 us because we were there for a record 5.5 hours.
Yeah.
They sat there, and Emily looked at me at one point, and she said, "Abbott, I mean, we love it down here. I mean, I love vacationing down here. What do you think?" And I could just see her like submitting to the guy. And his tactics didn't seem pushy. They seemed convincing. He had Jedi mind control over Emily for a minute there. But at the same time, she wasn't saying it, but I could see the desperation. She wanted me to be a man and to lay out. What'd you say about a donkey something? Lay that out. What'd you say?
I feel like I just choked on right there. Yeah.
It sounds like like a perspective of experience. No, I don't make an assumption about the liberal university. That's
real quick side note. You know the throat popsicle sticks that they check your throat and stuff.
Tongue depressor, sure.
Yeah, tongue depressor. Thank you. Yeah, tongue depressor. Long week of work. Yeah, those things I can't deal with those because I have a bad gag reflex. And so if they put it anywhere like close to my tongue, I'll just gag no matter what.
You're conditioned. That's a good thing.
Wellesley gagged some macaroni and cheese this past weekend for Easter. Like she put it in her mouth, she'd be like this. Oh my God.
But I remember this. I was still taught. Thanks for that rude interruption there. It's my story. But no, the guy had a picture. It was at his desk. Beautiful view of this like lake, well manicured, green space, everything around. And he was like, he goes, honestly, he goes, it's part of my job. And he was very honest with us, but that was his tactic. He goes, I'm gonna level with you. He had, and I'm thinking about it, and I really haven't gone back into depth, but there was a point where it was just him and I sitting there, and my mom was struggling to get Bray to stop crying, to stop grabbing things. He was running around, and I looked at the guy and I said, "Hey, man," I said, "Can we fast forward?" And this is like 4 hours in. We still apparently, I didn't realize we had another hour and a half to go. And I said, "Hey, man, my son is going nuts. What's the score of the hockey game?"
1-0 Dallas.
Good. Okay. Because you look away, I'm just going to ask. I want an update on the score.
Deal.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening, if you're seeing it, Taylor keeps looking away from me as I talk because he knows I just ramble for no apparent reason. There's a point to the story. You do skinny. But anyway. Tried to sell it, and we almost got to a point where we were so just tired of being there. They almost wore us down. And for a minute there, I thought it was going to be, you know what? I mean, actually, it's only like $50 a month. It's only like $100 a month or something like that we had to commit to, and it would increase or something like systematically every 3 years and something like that. And the more I thought about it, I was like, wait, we're just okay. I have a liberal arts undergraduate degree and a liberal arts master's degree, and I'm still in my 20s, and I have a child. I do okay for my age, but at the same time, we're a single family income, and she's in med school. Yeah, this isn't going to work. And I said, yeah, we just can't do it. I said, just simple math, 2 + 2 = 5, like I said before, to go back and reference, because it's called a callback in the comedy world, because we're a comedy-based podcast. You're welcome for the Groundlings, improv comedy lesson 101 right there. But yeah, we walked out of there, and they begrudgingly, they had person after person. Are you sure? Are you sure? Do you want to take a tour of the grounds again? Hey, we'll actually throw in an extra blah incentive. It was mind-numbing. We didn't make it to the park until 2:00 in the afternoon. So what did him and I do?
Money off the park, though.
Say it again.
Did you get the money off Epcot?
We did get the money, but I would have rather paid double the price to spend a full day in Epcot. You've got to be kidding me! I'm telling you, because as soon as we got there, Bray, because he had worn himself out within that 5.5 hour just torture sesh, he slept the entire time, and my mom, Emily, and I did drinks around the world, and we lived our absolute. I think we laughed at like 3 or 4 times. I mean, we time traveled, we time warped, and I think I rode Cosmic Rewind at least 10 years, 11 years before it was ever open, before it conceived.
Before Guardians was even out.
Exactly. So that's but I mean, that wasn't DVC.
Yeah.
But essentially it's the same thing. But what is DVC to you? Because you're a member. right?
You said, all right, so real quick, you said that there were 220 some
It
thousand.
said 220,000 members ballpark
Yeah,
is
yeah,
what website said.
220,000 members. So
220,000
what that
members.
means is there's about 220,000 suckers. And I am one. No, it's not bad. You get perks. You get perks, but you also get perks for annual pass. When we started, when you get a DVC, you buy into a piece of property. You buy into a resort.
Is it a specific resort or
You buy into a specific resort.
okay?
And I want to say there's like 9 total resorts.
There
Might
are
be more.
I had it in front of me. There are, let's see, they have obviously Riviera, which I know that is your that's your
our
resort.
resort. Yep.
That's your home resort. They have Bay Lake Tower at Disney's Contemporary Resort, Boulder Ridge Villas at Disney's Wilderness Lodge, Disney's Animal Kingdom Villas, Jumbo House, Disney's Animal Kingdom Villas, Kidani Village, Disney's Beach Club Villas, Disney's Boardwalk Villas, Disney's Old Key West Resort. Yep, and that's the original, right? That's the OG.
That's the original. And that's
Gotcha.
pretty. That's a really actually. It's older, but they're redoing it, and it's prettier, and it's pretty. And
yeah,
I'll go into more detail about that in a minute.
Okay. No, I know they're building a new tower at the Polynesian, right? There's something I saw construction. We were there a couple months ago. The Disney's Polynesian Villas and Bungalows as of now, Disney's Riviera Resort, Disney's Saratoga Springs Resort, the villas at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort, Alani, Disney Vacation Club Villas in Ko'olina, Hawaii, Disney's Hilton Head Island. I forgot that was DVC. I knew that. I've seen a video on that. How about that? Disney's Hilton Head Island Resort in Hilton Head, South Carolina. We'll be there in about 6 weeks' time, at least. Harbor Town, Sea Pines, Disney's Vero Beach Resort, and the villas at Disney's Grand Californian Hotel.
Yeah. Yep. So we got we're DVC members. We bought into the Riviera.
Mm-hmm.
We bought 200 points at the Riviera. 200 points. We thought, oh, that'll be great for 5 of us.
Mm-hmm.
Myself, my mom, Caitlin, my wife, Wellesley, and Caitlin's mom. So 5. Then Caitlin got pregnant with number 2.
Yes.
That's 6. 200 points would have done well for 5 of us to go twice a year.
Sure.
But we bought 300 points extra. So we have 500 points. And that way we can get 2, maybe 3 times a year and stay in a 2-bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we have a loan with Disney right now for the 300 points.
Mm-hmm.
We'll pay it off here in the next couple years.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's like a car payment.
Yeah.
The only bad thing is during COVID, people bought up before COVID and during COVID. We bought during COVID. But before and after COVID and during COVID, people bought DVC properties. And they bought the cheapest properties, period.
Mm-hmm.
And they went, and what they did was they purchased a week. And you don't have to purchase it at your resort. You can purchase it wherever you want. You can use it wherever you want.
Mm-hmm.
But you get priority if you want to stay at your resort.
Mm-hmm.
Since you're a DVC member like us, we're DVC at Riviera. We can stay at Riviera more likely to stay at Riviera than anywhere else.
Yeah.
If Riviera has like booked days, we can call and they'll say, "Oh, you're at Riviera. Let's see what we can do."
Yeah.
But people bought these DVC points and bought these timeshares for DVC, and they turned around and bought up these big time weeks like Christmas, Halloween, spring break, summer, New Year's, when they're blacked out usually. And they found loopholes when they weren't blacked out. And so they bought these, and all of a sudden, when they bought them, they flipped them and rented them out. So they bought them from, give or take, like a week in Christmas would be like 300 points, 250 points, 300. They bought it for that, and then they turned around and flipped it for like a $10,000. Yeah. So that's my one flaw with it.
Yeah.
A lot of shady crap, because I would love to take Wellesley for her birthday. Her birthday's December 18th.
Yeah.
Mine's 26th. I would love to take her down for her birthday.
Oh yeah.
Christmas. Eventually. But DVC they black out dates. And you have to get on super early, about 8 months in advance, to get those dates. 8 months is like the bare minimum. You might have to go a little bit earlier than that. I went to try to get, because we're going in November, when the week after y'all, or the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that y'all will be down there, and then the rest of the week next week. Yeah. And we tried to get Christmas for this year too. Yeah. Couldn't get it. And I tried like back-to-back days. Couldn't get it. So that being said, a part of me thinks it's a little bit of a sham. But a part of me is like, it is worth it, because you got to think on how much you would spend. The last time we went, we spent, for a weekend in 2019 for my birthday. It rained every single day. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and came home Sunday. Close to $8,000 for a weekend. And so if you go and you do the DVC membership, and you go 6 times, it pays for it. And you get you get perks, you get money off, percentage off on everything. I think it's like 20% off of gifts, merchandise.
What about park tickets?
Park tickets, if you're a DVC member, you get
because I know they do Moonlight Madness for DVC members.
You get special things like that. You get to do like hours here and there. Same thing with like lounges. Each park has a lounge you go into, like almost like Club 33.
Got you.
But we haven't been in any of the lounges, and we've had it for 2 years.
Yeah.
We just haven't gone in any lounges. We just haven't had the time to. We're constantly going on the go.
Yep.
And with Wellesley getting older and falling more and more in love with Mick Mouse, and thinking that Mick Mouse is in her mommy's belly with baby number 2, she wants to go to Disney World. Let's go to Disney World. Disney. Commercials come on the TV, and it's like crack for her. She's like, Disney. Oh, Disney. Yeah. Well, yeah. So, that leads into like the annual pass stuff.
Gotcha.
We were annual pass holders 2021 into 2022.
Yep. We
were supposed to renew January 9th of this past year of 2023.
Yep.
We did not, and that was because we knew we were only going to go maybe one time this year.
Yeah.
I think that's all we're going to be doing, is going one time this year right now. But they stopped selling the annual passes last year, and we were like, oh, well, we need to really think if we're going to do it. Is it worth it? Some say it is, some say it's not.
Mm-hmm.
You get more percentage off being an annual pass member than a DVC member when it comes to merchandise.
Oh, wow.
You get 30% instead of 20.
Mm-hmm.
You get a little magnet, little
pass
holder thing.
Mm-hmm.
But all said and done, we are thinking about doing passes again.
Okay.
And the reason that is, so they have done 4 passes.
Mm-hmm.
Pass eligibility, and that's the thing. There are 3 out of 4 have stipulations.
Mm-hmm.
The Pixie Dust Pass, the Pirate Pass, and the Sorcerer Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Those 3 are only for Florida residents.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm looking at it.
Pixie Dust is $3.99 plus tax.
Mm-hmm.
Pirate Pass is $6.99 plus tax. Sorcerer is $8.99 plus tax. And you can be a DVC member and get the Sorcerer Pass. That's what we had.
Okay. Gotcha.
However, with all of those 3, they're blackout dates. I don't want blackout dates. If I go down to Disney World and I'm paying the money and I'm done the DVC, I expect to get into the park. I expect to get there and be able to do what I want to do and not be blacked out.
Yep.
Maybe blacked out in Epcot, but not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're thinking about doing the Incredible Pass. There's no blackout dates.
Mm-hmm.
And you get a bunch of perks. And it's only $400 more than the Sorcerer Pass. It's $99 per month, which is not bad. I mean, we'll probably do that. Excuse me. No blackout dates.
Mm-hmm.
And now, with all of these tickets, you get Genie Plus.
Yeah.
And you get Photo Pass free, I think.
Okay.
So,
it's not bad.
No.
You get free parking, 20% off. It did say 20% off on merchandise, which is big. People love their merchandise.
Yeah.
Their merch. And it's one of those where you can't, it's got to be for one person solely. And you can actually, with whatever, we're not going to get into good credit, bad credit, whatever, but you can finance at $108 per month. And I've actually thought about it myself, because it's one of those where, but with work, with kids and things like that, I would try to go down at least once a month. Maybe once every couple of months, because if you did that, you would more than pay for it. You'd more than pay for it.
I mean, we've gotten my mother-in-law tickets because she hasn't been able to get the Sorcerer Pass because she's not a DVC member.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Caitlin is because she's my wife.
Yeah.
That's the only way she gets it.
Yeah.
But because on the DVC, the deed is myself, my mom. We went in together and we did it. When Wellesley gets to be 18, her name will go on. When baby 2 gets her name, or when she gets to be 18, her name will go on. But Wellesley, you have to pay. I told Caitlin, and Caitlin was like, "You got to be kidding me! You have to pay when they turn 3." I'm like, yeah, but there are ways around it. People sneak their 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds in like baby carriages, acting like they're 3 years old or 2 years old. Would I do that? Possibly.
Possibly in a heartbeat? What are you talking about?
Do I spell my name M-E-Y or M-Y-E-R-S?
So you're the family. You're related to the couple that I try to sneak their infant in a bag for Space Mountain.
No way.
We did that. The myths. It wasn't in the parks. They tried to smuggle their infant.
I don't remember that myth.
On Space Mountain. Yes. Eat a bite of cake and reminisce. I'm telling you. But my thing is, because more than likely, because first and foremost, what is the buy-in for DVC? Yes, points. You have to, and annual dues, things like that. But what is the initial buy-in? Because I did receive a letter in the mail, because we go at least at this point on average to Disney World twice a year. We go for a week, then we go for a long weekend at this point. And we at least plan to go to Disney as a family for a week once a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
The buy-in, it depends. If you want points, we paid a certain percentage down.
Yeah.
But it's all what you're comfortable with doing.
Sure.
I think we pay for the 300 point. We paid the 200 points straight off.
Yep.
I gave 17 grand. My mom gave 17 grand. We paid it. For this one, we're paying monthly.
Yeah.
And I want to say it's $500 a month.
It's not bad.
But
that's after the buy-in.
Yearly dues for 5,000 points, or for 500 points, 5,000 points, you'd be looking at like tens of thousands of dollars yearly dues. But yearly dues for 500 points, I want to say, is right around $4,500 a year.
Okay.
So it's expensive. But the thing is, if you go to Old Key West,
yeah,
it's cheaper points. Like, it's like $9, $10, $11 per point. Whereas if you go to the Riviera, we're looking like $28, $35 a point. So I'm sure we probably got suckered into doing Riviera because it was the nicest one and everything like that. And the one that's closest to got the Skyliner.
Yeah.
The bus doesn't stop anywhere except for the parks. But the thing is, we wanted to do the Grand Floridian. We wanted to have 200 points at Riviera and 300 points at Grand Floridian. And we were told to not do that because you'll get more perks with doing 500 points at one place. I really wish we had done 500 points at Old Key West. Because they have redone a lot of things.
Yeah.
Food is fantastic. It gives you, it's like Port Orleans mixed with Caribbean.
Yeah.
It gives you like a beachy vibe. Caribbean Beach Resort is a nice one too.
Yeah.
They don't have DVC. Port Orleans doesn't have DVC. If Port Orleans had DVC, we'd do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I would say let's trade in and do that.
Yeah.
Because Port Orleans is by far, I think, my favorite. It's my mom's favorite. It's your
French
favorite.
Quarter. Into my French Quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I tend to agree. Well, and I've only ridden by Key West. I've been to Key West a couple times, and just the city of Key West, the island of Key West, whatever the Key Island, whatever itself is, it's like a whole other world.
Yeah.
It's the architecture, the history, the vibe, the culture, the food, the drinks, everything around it, the scenery. Second to none. What's the score of the hockey game, real quick?
1-0, empty net for St. Louis. 13 seconds left.
Nice. Blues versus
Stars.
Dallas Stars. You said that. Yeah. Good. Okay. So anyway, back on track. Well, for people that don't want to buy in, that don't want to, because with a timeshare, it's for life. It's for, it's a contract.
Yeah.
You have to honor that contract, and it goes both ways. But at the same time, I looked up not just buying points, but renting points. Because there are a lot of websites where you can rent points, because if you don't use them, is it true if you don't use them, you lose them? Or
you can bank them.
you can bank them. So
You can
explain
bank
that to
them
me.
and use them. Like we banked during COVID. We banked our points.
Okay.
You can use during COVID. You were only allowed to use 50% of what you had for the future year.
Yeah.
That has now gone. There's no limit. You can
Gotcha.
borrow up to like I think as much as you want. Really, our stuff goes to 2072.
Oh wow.
So I'll be 86 years old.
Whew.
No, I'll be 80. Be 82. And by then, you might have something. You'll be 92.
I'll be something.
You'll be 92.
This isn't about me. It's more about because you're a DVC member. The point of a podcast and a conversation is keep it on topic.
Yeah.
So you were saying we're talking about renting and banking, and
I like the banking aspect because
so does it accrue? Is there any kind of interest? Is there any kind of or it just sits there?
It sits there until you need it.
Okay.
And you can use the bank points and rent and like sell the points to rent.
Yes.
For rent purposes.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's worth it. A part of me thinks that everything's worth it. A part of me is like, really could have used that 17 grand. But I knew we were going to be going to Disney a lot more than not going.
True. There is a horror story here from a couple from North Canton, Ohio that Em and I stayed at the Holiday Inn, the newest Holiday Inn in North Canton, Ohio, back on Thanksgiving weekend for that destination wedding. Because when I think destination wedding, I think the beach. I think maybe Key West or even Old Key West Resort. You know, Montego Bay, man. Exactly.
But that is a destination wedding from no other destination wedding. Canton, Ohio.
Okay, you've got to listen. You got to get the wax out of your ears and the AirPods out of your ears. North Canton, Ohio. Thank you. But according to a recent report out of North Canton, Ohio, a wedding photographer was looking forward to saving a bit of cash on a November getaway, and this is from this past November. Looking forward to a November Disney getaway with her husband, and decided to purchase DVC points from a member. Rent, right? That's what that means, right? To buy them or to buy points from a member or to rent. Yep. Traveling with a group of friends, it made more financial sense for them to go all in on a 2-bedroom villa that split up over separate resort rooms. With that in mind, the couple joined a Disney Vacation Club Facebook group to see if there was an existing DVC member that her group could rent points from. Now, there are legitimate sites.
Yes.
Some of these Disney, like even Nathan Morrow, Paging Mr. Morrow, a couple of them, they are in cahoots. They get sponsored by these websites that are legitimate websites, that are legitimate DVC members that post their points, specific resorts. You're looking for a park, you're looking for a resort. You can get a good deal.
Yes.
And the one they always advertise, like you already said, that was a sweet transition. How you turned your camera. That looks cinematic. But you went. But the one that they always go back to for the bang for the buck that you already mentioned was Old Key West.
Yeah.
But
real quick,
they haven't. Go ahead.
On that, we were told because I had a employee that her mother tried to help us get all this stuff straight.
Yeah.
And our guy, our DVC rep, he's good. We've never met him, but he's always called us and made sure everything's good. Well, we asked him, would it be better for us to go through y'all, Disney, DVC, or would it be better to go through a third-party website like you're talking about? And he said, if you go through a third-party website, your stuff is not. It's not that it's not secure, but it's not guaranteed warranty-wise. Like that, you can't resell your stuff, and there's a lot more stipulations. If you go through DVC and you sell it back to Disney, or you go through DVC to sell your points back, then there's more perks and stuff with it. I
mean, that makes sense.
Yeah,
it does. But there's always, and I forgot the name of it. It's an individual guy's name.
Yes, we looked at his stuff.
Yep. Okay. You know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
But excuse me, now I'm starting to get, apparently you're contagious through the internet. But so for those unfamiliar, here it says they talk about DVC, timeshare, status. Okay, if DVC members aren't able to use all their points, they can rent them to non-members, like you explained, rather than let them go to the waste. This woman was contacted by a few members from that Facebook group before deciding to work with a seller who wanted $17 a point.
Yeah.
Okay. So to the woman's credit, she felt she had done her due diligence before money changed hands for these DVC points. She said she sells seashells down by the sea corner. Sweet baby Jesus, say words, Abbott, say words. She said that she looked up the seller, contacted other members that she thought had done business with the DVC member, and had no reason to believe that the process wouldn't have been above board. However, it wasn't long after going forward with the transaction that the family began to see some red flags. To start, the seller said that he had issues with his PayPal. Yet again, eBay, I've dealt with this time and time again. They wanted preferred payment through Apple Pay or Crypto.com. When she transferred $5,000, her bank declined it several times using various third-party Apple Pay, Cash App, and more. However, eventually she found a way to pay the DVC member nearly $5,000 in 500 increments through Apple Pay. Once the money was transferred, the seller promised he'd send over a reservation number to the woman, but she never received it. Getting worried at not getting a resort confirmation, which members are able to easily make on behalf of those that buy points, she started to get nervous. Then she sent a message for one of the people she had reached out to in the Facebook group. Yet again, scam, and no one replied. So this is a horror story from, all get out. So I'm not trying to downplay anybody, but at the same time, it goes back to what you're saying. Do it through the source. It's unfortunately a bad situation. And yes, luckily this person was brought to justice. It says that one couple even told this woman that was scammed that they showed up to the Olani Resort in Hawaii, only to find out that no rooms had been booked for them. I'm sorry, I feel bad, but
also
stupidity.
You need to do research. If you're going to live,
you just don't. Yeah, you can't be that impulsive. You can't be that. You can't be that naive. You can't. You don't pull a me. You don't pull an Abbott. You don't pull a. Even I can figure that out. You got to be kidding me.
Check and double check and cross your T's, dot your I's.
It's incredible. But I'm going to type in rent before we wrap this up, because I think you're about done with that piece of cake, and I'm already done with my White Claw. Hey, bitches. Yeah, that's done.
Done.
That is a greasy plate. Rent DVC.
That was Caitlin's birthday cake she bought for herself.
Emily did the exact same thing.
What's wrong with people? You're supposed to, we're supposed to buy it for them.
What did you buy her for said birthday?
I got her a gift card. Got her gift card to Lily Pulitzer.
See, that's her thing.
She's pregnant and she likes that stuff.
That's her thing. You told me, what was it? This almost a year ago. You asked me to go by the Lily Pulitzer to check out that pattern. They didn't have it in stock yet.
Yeah,
it was not yet in stock.
And when we went down, they had it in stock, and my mom was like, "I don't need it." Like, okay, cool, whatever.
After all this waiting, could you get it online?
Yes.
Could you get it after the fact on eBay, or was it only in the store?
You could have gotten it on eBay, yeah, but I'm not.
Just wondering.
I kind of cut down on my spending.
I understand. No. What is it? DVC rental store is you can save it a 70% off rack rate. DVCrental.com. David's Vacation Club Rentals. That's it.
Yep, that's it.
That's it. He's the one. This guy. $16 per point for non-premium members. So I'm just going to randomly, we've added, here we go. And they do cruises. Look at that. I'm going to click on reserve now. Choose a date and a resort. I'm going to go with, how about June 26th? Random. June 26th. No date selected. An iPad's not good for this type of stuff. Here, June 26th. June. Yep, perfect. Staying from June 25th to... perfect. 2 nights. So from June 23rd to June 25th, I'm going to stay 2 nights. I'm going to check in on that date. And let's see, room choice required. And I have my options of Disney's Animal Kingdom Villas, Bay Lake Tower. I mean, it goes all the way to Copper Creek Villas and Cabins and Disney's Wilderness Lodge. How about we go for Old Key West, right?
Yeah.
Clicked on that. And okay. Now, an iPad may not be the best way to do this. Step 2. Use your first name. I am Mr. Captain Underpants or Captain Stabbin. Captain Caption Stags. I just want to see what happens. Next step. Okay. Well, outside of all the information, it makes you fill out way too much information. They make this quite complicated. But what they're advertising, and you tell me from the get-go, without having to waste time and bore everyone that's somewhat listening, but you can pick up a dedicated reservation for $11 per point. What are your thoughts on that?
Sketchy.
Sketchy? But this is a legitimate site.
I don't trust. I would rather get it from Disney, and that way it would be, to me, it's safer.
Got you.
It's like getting a protection plan on a piece of, what's it called? Electronic device.
Yep.
Like Wellesley got a frozen microphone today, and it said, "You want a protection plan for like $299?" No, she's gonna break it. I already know that.
Yep. Protection plan for that one's going to be more expensive than what it costs to make said microphone. But
she can break it, and we can play Frozen on the phone and act like she's singing it.
And this is where I'm going to get towards wrapping things up, I promise. But I saw a TikTok. I've been watching more TikToks. I am unfortunately saying that I'm watching that, but the majority of my TikTok is Disney based. And it was hilarious where the audio portion of the video was a child screaming and crying, having a tantrum, but it showed Disney adults that vacation. They may have kids, but they got Disney without their kids. And it shows them both with their spring rolls from the Magic Kingdom right before you walk into Frontierland, eating them and looking over at whoever it is making that noise. munching, and then looking back at the camera and just taking another bite. That's exactly my version of Disney. It made me laugh.
I thought you were saying that's exactly my version of you.
It is now. It is now.
Touche.
But all that said and done, I think we've covered quite a bit in regards to this topic. I mean, I'm not going to say what I'm for, what I'm against. Would I take advantage of it? Yeah, absolutely. But at the same time, you can't cut corners when it comes to going to Disney. You can try and save money, but you save money. You just have to save money to go to Disney.
Yeah.
You can't save money when you're purchasing things.
I'll tell you this. So we looked at possibly going for Wellesley's birthday.
Sure.
A weekend trip. Remember this past year?
I remember.
And I got my friend Molly to look up rates. She's a travel agent. Simply Magical Molly on Instagram. Really good travel agent.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically for Disney. And we were talking, and I said, trying to not spend a lot of money, but my DVC was blacked out at that time because it's close to Christmas. She found me something staying. If you pay cash or you pay to get, if you pay credit card, cash, check, whatever, and you're a DVC member, you can stay wherever you want if you're paying for it. But that's the purpose is not serving the same purpose. Like, I'm using my DVC points, I'm not using them because I'm having to stay like Art of Animation or something like that. She was like, I could get you Art of Animation for like $3,500 for a weekend. I'm like, okay, great. That didn't include tickets. That didn't include food. No. Include travel.
It's incredible. That amount of money for Art of Animation for a weekend, hypothetically, that's nuts. That's nuts.
Yeah.
For that time, no. Not worth it.
Yeah, no. So
no.
That's my only qualms and quips with DVC. They black it out, so you have to spend money. And granted, this was when Bob Chapek had been fired.
Yeah. So his regime was still in full effect.
Yeah.
And there's still collateral from that, collateral damage.
Yeah.
What God bless, I had it. Well, what about the class action lawsuit? Isn't there a class action? Or I've heard something about that. I've done no research on that.
It is, but I don't. When it's all said and done, you'll probably get like maybe $50.
Sure.
It's not worth the hassle.
But it's the principle.
And I'll tell you this. And I if I offend somebody, I'm sorry I offend you, but suck it up, Buttercup. I don't like lawyers. I don't like them. And anytime they can get some money, I'm dealing with the lawyer right now with my office, trying to get paid for services that I rendered to a client of his, and they're just snakes. And so anytime they're trying to get money, especially from a Disney, suck it up. The world goes round and life's not fair.
Yep.
The world keeps spinning around. So I'm getting off my soapbox.
How tall would that soapbox make you if you were making a speech?
6'2".
Okay. You'd be a little bit taller than me. There.
I might even go 6'3", 6'4".
Okay. I was hoping you would have gone like 6'5", like gone all in, like Jordan 6'9". But whatever. No, ultimately what it comes down to, you spend your money the way you want. We're not pressuring people. We're not advocating for DVC.
Yeah.
I am not going to buy into DVC because we just it's not what it comes down to is because we just can't go that often. If we lived closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
If we lived in Orlando, we wouldn't have to go to do the DVC.
Exactly.
Like if I lived in South Carolina, we definitely do mean, we live in Virginia and we do the DVC.
But even living in South Carolina, and yes, the DVC resort at Hilton Head, and we vacation at Hilton Head every year, every summer. That's coming up in about 6 weeks. There's too much to do. There's too many sporting events. There's too much of variety. I can't. Now I'm all in for Disney, but I'm not all in for doing nothing but Disney with my family. You know, we diversify, we have fun, and so therefore, because we go on average with our family once a year, which is pardon my French, an absolute shit ton compared to what your average Disney family, goes to, because Disney actually caters their advertising to families that are, we're at least 500, 300 miles away, at least 500 miles away, because they know they're only going to go once every 5 years, and they're going to go all out on those vacations, and they give them more perks. So they take the precedence, and that goes back to the blackout dates for annual pass holders.
Yeah.
That's the collateral damage. That's the collateral effect of that situation. But there's no change in my game. There's no lack of swagger in my situation, because, I carry a big stick and I swing hard and I hit dingers. So regardless of that, I'm excited about the future. So we're going November 5th, blah, blah dates. I'm not looking at it. I'm tired. I'm done talking with it. This weekend, my youngest son turned 7. We got a guy coming in he's called the Critter Keeper, and he's doing insects, reptiles. He's coming to the house. We're going to have a house full of kids. It's going to be an absolute.
And all sorts of stuff. I just hope that the snakes don't get in your house.
That asshole better control his situation, because I've seen a couple of videos back to the TikToks where, like, the little animal gets loose. I will lose my donkey dong, whatever you called it, something like that. I will lose it, because my plan is I'm going to get some reinforcements for the adults that come, because you know what? You made some effort to be at my house. The least I can do is reward you with a beer or a cocktail.
I can see it right now.
What?
There are going to be pythons and boa constrictors and baby little snakes, baby little lizards infiltrating your house. Quick story. I lived in an apartment complex at UVA my 4th year. So my senior year.
Yeah.
Went back a 5th year for a master's program to start that and play baseball. But my 4th year, I lived in an apartment. The apartment complex was not bad. It was like town duplex, townhome. But my next door neighbor in the apartment, like it was a suite style, and I lived on the first floor. 2 of my roommates lived together up on the top floor.
Yep.
And guy who lived right beside me, next door in our same apartment suite, we shared a wall. He had baby lizards that lived in his carpet.
No.
And so we'd go and we'd stomp on them trying to kill them.
Oh my God.
They would only come out at certain hours. Weirdest thing in the world.
No. Do you have any idea what kind of lizard, what species or variation?
Nope. I don't live there anymore, so I really don't.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
All I know is I remember hearing a crunch a couple times when I stepped on them. Yeah.
No, we're good. No, that's not going to happen here. That's not
they all say.
That's what we all say. Yeah. I never yawned on the podcast. You do.
Wow.
Always in it to win it.
Wow.
But I will say, tomorrow's Friday. You're hearing this it's April 13th. You're going to hear this on April, blah, whatever the future, 20th. So, That being said, that Saturday night we're going to. It's a new restaurant. You know where the old Peddler was?
Yeah.
In Spartanburg. Well, Peddler has moved to downtown Spartanburg. It's been there for at least 3 years. At least right before COVID, probably about 2019. Because y'all moved when?
2017.
2017. Y'all moved 2017. So they moved there in 2018, almost 2019, probably 2019, right before the pandemic. And downtown Spartanburg on Main Street, I think you've seen it. They blocked off. Have you seen they blocked off? You saw that between Church and Spring, in Magnolia. But the old Peddler location is now a new steakhouse. It's been open for the better part of 6 months. And it's called Prime Whiskey and Whiskey Bar, Cocktail Lounge, and Steakhouse. So we are trying that out because the Peddler is fully booked up for Saturday night. So we got a table for 8 checking out between my family, my in-laws, and then the kids' great aunt who are coming to the party. Yep. So we're going to be hitting up the steakhouse. They said whiskey.
Kids going with y'all too?
Oh, yeah. They have a kids menu. Absolutely. It was Mason's choice, so I kind of coerced him, but yeah. So, straight up. That's. The party's going to be one thing, but that night, I can't wait. So
he's going to be turning 7.
7? Yeah, maybe 7. My daughter Parker turned 9 a few weeks ago.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick. I'm happy belated birthday to Parker and happy early birthday to Mason. But I want to do it in memoriam to a certain special someone that we mentioned on the podcast several times. And he talked like this. He was the rector of the Catholic Church that Abbott and Emily attend. He passed away suddenly. How old was he, Abbott?
Man, at least 85 years old. Yes. Because they're full disclosure, we're gonna keep a separation between this and professional blah, but the shirt you wear is no indication of what you do for a living.
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, because people only listen to it, they don't watch it, which has already been proven. Yeah, I found out through work. I found out through several sources at church. He wasn't there one day because he was the greeter. He was one of the readers, and he was one of the extraordinary ministers. That delivers the body of Christ.
Body of Christ, yeah.
That delivers the host or the blood of Christ. Transubstantiation. The Eucharist. You receive the Eucharist.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was interested in the homily. I'm like, no, that's what the priest.
That's what the father does. Yeah, because a deacon in the Catholic Church does the readings, and they do all the baptisms, and the priest will marry. And so the deacon does all the baptisms and does may do the gospel. Sometimes they'll do homilies, but typically, obviously, it's the priest.
And they'll usually sing Hallelujah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Look at you. Hey.
Catholic education coming in.
That's it. I converted 16 years. It was 16 years ago. I've been Catholic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Converted. Yeah. Raised Presbyterian, but no, besides the point. But long story short, yes, he passed away suddenly, and so we want to pay homage to him. Yes. He was a very positive point and a very high point of the podcast, and we really appreciate him. And the interactions that I had with him in person were second to none. He was always his pant. He wore the hell out of his pants because one pant leg was always at least a quarter inch longer than the others. Always his left pant leg was always a quarter inch shorter than the right pant leg. Suits were always a little ill-fitting.
All
but
are welcome to attend in person. It can also be seen on a Silver Hill YouTube channel.
rest in peace. And actually, I didn't know about the YouTube channel for our church until
He mentioned it.
he mentioned it. Correct.
I hope he is. I hope he is. He's riding high next to Jesus in heaven.
He is.
Because he deserves it.
He does. He was a tenured professor, taught ecology, taught for over 40 years. And he was an absolute institution, all his own here in Spartanburg, South Carolina. So absolutely.
He will be missed, and our condolences with his family, and we'll miss hearing him talk.
That's true. Amen. You with me?
I'm with you. I was just thinking about the reservation that we have booked for you and me in a special place.
I miss things in my age. Because before you made the in memoriam for our, esteemed individual, I thought you were mentioning an old friend of the podcast that unfortunately went off the deep end and scared the crap out of you and me.
No.
Old
No,
old Gusher.
Yep, no, not that one.
Okay, good.
Nope.
Okay. Screeching halt. Perfect.
So yeah, this has been episode 36.
Hold on, no. What was the reservation? Go back.
I'm saying we have a reservation for hell.
Yes. Anything at this point. I've got to put the laces up on these so I can wear these in honor of, what's going to go down. So what is the countdown? How many days? How many days are we talking now?
Until the new one.
Yes.
Baby
I know May the 4th, but at the same time,
Baby Yoda.
Baby, is that the name? Is that going to be? That's not going to be the given name, but that is the
Grogu.
Grogu. You owe me a daggum moon pie. Jinx. Same time.
Yeah.
There's a delay in the internet.
No, May the 4th right now, but we're thinking it's probably going to be sooner. My wife is very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
She's dealing with some. She's dealing with carpal tunnel from pressure and swelling and everything like that. So, we go for a measurement tomorrow. Yep. I think last time the baby was measured, she was 5.5 pounds. Been a month ago.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So we're thinking probably closer to 8 or 9 pounds.
How big was Wellesley when she was born?
7 pounds 6 ounces.
Oh my Lord.
This one
that's average, but
she's 99th plus percentile on everything.
Oh crap.
She will be lacing her sneakers up playing for Dawn Staley.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Excited. Future Gamecock. I love it.
No, future who? Because Dawn Staley's coming back to UVA eventually.
When did you start smoking pot and or dropping acid before episodes? Is the question. She has no interest. That woman is getting paid.
Well, yeah, she's getting paid, but she can get paid at UVA too.
Okay, well, that's for another day. So,
yeah.
Anyway, you don't work tomorrow, right? You get the day. That's good.
I have to wake up at 6:45. We have to leave at 6:45 to get to the appointment at 8.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do y'all go to Richmond for that one? Gotcha. I understand.
Yep.
Do what you got to do. Nothing but the best for the family that is the best. And that makes fun of local people in Spartanburg, so that's always good. So appreciate that reference and recording. That's always appropriate. Thanks. So anyway, Mandy says she misses you, and she wishes you wouldn't have how do I say this? Blocked her.
Don't know who you're talking about.
I don't know who you're talking about as well.
Me, for Taylor,
No,
aka Abbott Staggs Jr.
I had at least. You do understand that I had at least 10 more minutes of content to get into. At least 10 more. No, I'm kidding. No. I think we cover our bases. Yet again, you're going to have to be on your toes whenever we start an episode. And that's going to be regardless of a guest or not. I'm at a point now where I have no clue what our next episode is going to be about.
Yeah.
I've got nothing. But I do have an idea. New guest. You'll see what's going to happen next. Okay? Because I always leave it open to a surprise for someone to chime in. They have yet to chime in, but I do have a few things in the works where you have no clue what's going to happen, and it will surprise you. And it's going to throw you for a loop, but you seem to be, one could only hope and pray. One could only hope and pray, and regardless of what message that just popped on my screen, it shows up on the recording, so that's always good. So, for Disney-tude attitude, I'm just gonna say for me, for Disney to have it, I'm good. And what'd you say?
And for me,
and for
you, Taylor.
We're done.
We're done. Episode 36 out.